Welcome all to Crypto and Chill. I am Mike, aka Veteran Crypto, and with me on, as always, on Tuesdays and Fridays at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time is Jeff, aka the Blockchain Report. How's it going, brother?
Doing good, doing good. Excited for this weekend, getting things ready. A lot of work to catch up on. Well, not catch up on, but just get ahead on and in preparation. So we got some packing to do tomorrow. Ordering a few things for the trip. I'm getting these vacuum seal like bags to help condense my clothes to make space in my carry-on, just so it's not like all bulky. So looking forward to having more space. Because yeah, I really want to bring these microphones and stuff for me and David when we are up there doing the shows, because I know the sound, like the echo and stuff. So I want to be able to fit my microphones and audio interface in there so we can sound all professional when we do our live shows from the cabin.
Usually, what I've found is you can only have one microphone. And if you have more than one microphone, you have to adjust the gain so that they're not picking up on each other, because that's when you get that echo. Because I ran into that when I was at Taylor's law firm. He has like a little sound studio there, and we did one of the episodes when I was down there, and it took me forever to figure it out. One of the cameras had a microphone on it, and so like there was the boom microphone, and then there was, just inside the camera there was a microphone. And it took me forever to like find the button on the soundboard, because he has like a professional soundboard, and it took me forever to just teach myself what each button did. And I finally hit that button and the echo went away, and I was like, oh, holy shit, it took me hours.
Yeah. Those soundboards can be a nightmare, man, because it's like a whole thing. You just got a million, but what does this do? What does that do?
Exactly. So no, but we're gonna have a good time, because like we were talking about before we went live, you guys will be up here, so we'll be able to get 2 node lives. Me and David will be able to do it, in the same room. A red pill, a crypto and chill. Hey, and if I end up doing a sovereign soil on Saturday, if we're busy, I'll probably skip. But yeah, we were talking about on Friday going and hiking. Me and you were going to hike Abercrombie, and if David wants to come, he can too. But I do. I think that we should see how fast we can hike it, because it's about, I want to say 8,000 feet elevation gain. And it'd be an ass kicker, because it's about just hiking like normal people pace. Not like if I'm hiking with somebody else, I have to slow down, and it's usually about 3 hours round trip. So I would like to see if we could do it like in an hour and a half. Like almost jog up the thing.
Ooh, yeah.
Or at least jog down. One of the two.
That'd be because I haven't done a hike like that in a long time.
Let's see. Well, you got to figure, you go from like the coniferous, forest, up through the aspens, up into the brush, and then we get high enough elevation, it just turns into rock. There's, the air is thin enough that there's no vegetation. It's just rock.
See, there's a, okay. Yeah, we have a big, pretty steep hike or trail called Mission Peak here. And that's a pretty steep incline, but I think the elevation's only 2,500 feet.
Yeah, if
Yes.
I remember right, the base, like where we start, is at about 2,000 feet, and the summit is like, I want to say it's somewhere between 8 and 10.
Okay. How
So
many miles round trip do you
honestly,
think?
I don't know. I think it's like 5 or 6 or something like that. I think.
Okay. Yeah, this is a 6 mile round trip hike
Yeah,
over here.
it's
Okay.
just crazy elevation gain. Like
Ooh.
it's because like I said, I mean, you're going from like actually probably like 3,000 feet, 4,000 feet up to 10,000 feet. So I mean that's quite the elevation gain.
Yeah.
In 3 miles up, 3 miles back, or 4 miles up, 4 miles back, something like that.
Ooh, yeah.
So
It's gonna
yeah,
be
we can do that. Um, I definitely want to spend like at least a day, like maybe the day before you guys leave, just chill out by the creek, with a couple of drinks, and just sit in the little natural spring, the pool that has the
yep.
creek coming through it. Just sitting there like a cold tub, and just chill out, just enjoy nature and chill out and friggin',
It'll be good after that hike. That'll be a
No,
nice
that's the
little
thing. That's what I'm thinking is do a cold plunge into that thing, and just freaking chill out. We'll definitely, if David doesn't want to do Abercrombie, we will definitely have to take him up to the cliff. I need to take you up to the cliff too. That one that overlooks the whole valley. It's at the top of my property, and it
yeah.
overlooks the whole valley. You can kind of even see the lake. It's kind of a cool view.
Fuck. Hell
So yeah,
yeah, man.
and that's maybe a 10 or 15 minute hike. It's just to the top of the property.
Nothing crazy, huh?
No, 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 because David was talking about that he wants to do a lot of chilling. So I don't know if he's looking for adventure. It's so
Yeah. Well, I mean, he wants to see how it is out there, and I don't know how much adventuring he's been doing over the years. I don't know how many hikes he's done, and
I
how outdoorsy
I know
he
he's
is.
he's gotten into fitness. He said he lost like 20 pounds. Since moving out to Florida. He's been eating a
Yeah.
lot healthier. He said, and doing some workout and stuff like that. So yeah, no, it's I know if he ends up coming up here and like staying for a while, like he was talking about, because he's wanting to get some firearms training and was going to teach me some stuff. And so I told him, I was like, dude, every morning, freaking, we can get up and just do a solid workout. We'll do some circuits, where you're kind of run down by the creek, run up past the garden, run up the mountainside, and just along the loop, then back to the cabin. And along the loop, I have 5 different stations where we can just stop and do different exercises. So if every morning, if you guys want to get up and whenever that is, you don't have to get up at 5 like I do, but I can just wait. And then like if you guys get up at like 8 or 7 or whatever, then we can do a workout to start the day.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll be up early. Probably, yeah, definitely not 5. I usually get up 6:30.
It's all
Usually
good.
my
Like I
time.
said, it's up to you guys. Whatever we do, it's totally up to you guys.
I
So,
like to get up and
well,
get my stretches in and get loose, and oh yeah. I don't like to just get up and start doing shit, man. I like to ease in,
I
you know.
I like raw dogging it. It's freaking. That's what I'm used to. In the military, it's fucking. I don't know how many times that I got up and I was still drunk or hungover, and you have mandatory PT. You have mandatory physical fitness. And you go out to formation and you have to stand in formation, and they get accountability and all that, and then you go and it's a forced workout together. And
Mhm.
there's usually the formation just smells like stale beer and booze coming out of people's pores, because everyone is still, especially like on Mondays and stuff like that. Just everybody partying all weekend. It's just freaking coming out of everybody's breath and everybody's pores. And then when you're working out, people are throwing up, and it's just like, freaking out with the poison. They're just, their body's getting rid of it all.
You can say a lot of throwing up.
And it's just, I can't help it. It's just my eyes pop open at 5 in the morning. It doesn't matter when I go to bed. My eyes just pop open at 5:30 in the morning. And even my cat knows. She leaves me alone. And as soon as my eyes pop open, here she comes. Yeah, she's like, "All right, Dad, time for the routine. Feed me.
Internal
Feed me."
internal alarm clock.
Yep.
Thanks,
All
good boy.
right.
8:30.
Well, do you want to introduce the socials or?
Yeah, I got it.
All right.
Right. Oh. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Here at the Node Network, where me and Mike go live for our crypto and chill every Tuesday and Friday, 5 p.m. Pacific. And yeah, this Friday we'll be live in the cabin, coming live from the cabin. So hope you guys join in for that.
The crypto cabin.
Crypto cabin. So we got the main show in the morning, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Pacific. Our crypto and chill Tuesday and Friday, 5 p.m. Pacific. The blockchain report segments are Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, right after the morning show at 11 a.m. Pacific. Sovereign Soil Saturday at 5 p.m. Pacific. David's daily market wrap up is Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific. And Tuesday and Thursday, he's doing live private coaching with Ellie. And Saturday night is our music segment with Saturday Night Fever at 6 p.m. And there's 2 segments now back to back. So the first video is the interview, and then the second part is the DJ set. So you'll get 2 separate videos back to back.
Two for the price of one, which is free.
2 entertainment for free.
Yeah, double the entertainment for no cost.
Double. Hurry, and you'll get a free ShamWow.
Yeah, ShamWow. Dude, that's ShamWow, dude.
Yeah.
And the other dude that didn't he like OD or fucking die on a plane or some shit?
Billy Mays, yeah.
Yeah, didn't he like OD and die on a plane?
I think it was like a heart issue or something.
I thought they did a toxicology and he was like all coked up or some shit.
Oh fuck! I mean, Billy Mays was the man, dude.
Oh, I know. Like,
oh, and Thursday will be our Red Pill live from the cabin. We'll get there just in time. Me and David fly in Thursday, and we'll get there just in time for the Red Pill Thursday night, 6 p.m. Gaming and chill Sunday and Wednesday, 6 p.m. It's our gaming segment. And over on our website, make sure that you save this, the node.pro. We have a whole host of information and educational courses, coaching, newsletter, the store. Got our live streams here. Should be showing up. And the chats right here. Where's oh yeah. No, I think it's showing the old live stream.
Yeah,
it's
it's a ghost in the machine. But when it comes to AI, okay. I mean that's what I found whenever I tried to build stuff with AI is kind of how it gets hallucinations when you build stuff with it. It seems like it will be working, like something will be working perfectly fine, and you won't do a single thing, and then just randomly it will stop working. It's like the AI decides it wants to change something when you didn't tell it to do shit.
So that damn AI. Yeah. Well, if you ever need to find out when our shows are, we have a schedule throughout the week on here. And our DeFi courses, no cost, beginner to advanced, great educational content at no cost to you. So check those out. Great resources. And join our community. You can join the Discord from here and DeFi University School. So please get in there. We have amazing members in the community that share a lot of alpha every day. If you're looking for coaching, David offers a 30-minute introductory call at no cost to see if you're ready for that next step in your journey. And our newsletter, fully customizable, pick your own assets. You can do a preview of it, and it gives you can generate it twice a day. You get news articles with links So it'll save you a lot of time from searching those out, and it'll give you support resistance levels, market sentiment, social media feeds, all kinds of information that take you hours and hours. Just ask Mike. He used to spend hours and hours searching for all this stuff.
Dude,
And
just yeah. Like literally, I would spend my whole day doing research. Like the morning for the newsletter, and then back before AI when we were doing crypto or not or DeFi crypto and airdrops. My whole day was spent just preparing, and so we had alpha for the show. AI is so fucking awesome.
Yeah, I've been getting some logos and stuff ready for merch for my little segment. So we got merch dropping soon. We're updating the merch with better logos and stuff. So it's just kind of the products that we're gonna be offering. But just wait till you see some of the stuff I have for Saturday Night Fever. It's pretty nice. I'm excited. I'm gonna get me a hat pin because I like hat pins. But
Yes.
we got books, all kinds of stuff. So get excited. If you want to support this show in any way, this is where you can do so. We appreciate you just joining us every day. And follow us at @the_node_network on Twitter. And if you're on Twitter, jump over to YouTube so you can join the chat. Get in there with all the other DGens.
And it
over
helps
here
grow the channel. It's, I mean, honestly, I mean, if you got the money, you want to support the channel and buy swag and merch and stuff like that, that's awesome. Or if you find value, but to be honest, it costs nothing and it helps us out immensely. If you just hit the like button, maybe follow us if you enjoy the content enough, and share it out if you think it's valuable. That's honestly, if you guys just do that, I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Slap
No
that
homo.
like.
No homo.
Slap that
like.
Right. So yeah, we appreciate you all, and yeah, let's have some fun, man. Heard we got a new Fed chair, and we got some stuff with Kelp Dow and Op.
Oop.
Oh, there we are.
Yeah, I was just switching over. I like the scenes on the side. I like keeping them the same. I don't like messing with them because it makes for a seamless transfer. So like this setup here where it's me and you, if I click to the other one, then it's just set up. So it's just
Yeah.
when it comes to production, I'm trying to learn this to make it as professional as possible. So it's just nice to have smooth transitions and stuff like that. So
yeah, you don't want those strands looking all ugly. You want those Thailand transitions. They look seamless.
That's kind of why I like it when everybody shows up like early for shows, is I can add everybody to all the different scenes. So then it's not like what just happened. Like whenever I transition and like you're not added to like one of the scenes or something like that, and you're in the middle of saying something, I gotta hurry and bring you up.
Okay.
So, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I really want this channel to just dial it in to where it's very very professional, because we have really good content. The information that David brings and you bring and stuff like that. I see my job here as just making you and David polished, look good. Have like I would love to just be the producer. I don't mind being on camera, but I would rather have more knowledgeable people do that, and I can just produce.
Yeah. Sometimes that's the shift too as you go along. Like you look with DZ and Discover Crypto. He was kind of a different role when he started, and then moved into that main show. And and Drew was kind of a behind the scenes guy, and now he's
Drew was just a research assistant. He got hired on as a research assistant because TJ saw him. He posted something about it was, like just, kind of, black site type stuff, or red pill type stuff. And it was, ahead of everybody else. Like, Drew kind of broke a story basically, had the alpha on it. And so, TJ just recognized talent, and it was like, hey, if this guy was able to dig up, this information before anybody else out there, then we should hire him as a research assistant. And then, yeah, he ended up getting an opportunity to do blockchain basement. And then now my understanding is he's pretty much, running all of their social media and like engagement and, stuff like that. So, like their shorts and, just making sure that, that the channel's growing. So no, Drew's a great dude. Yeah. Friggin' I love Drew. He's a brother.
Yeah. Yeah. And Scoop Boy, David built out a bunch of agents that are doing the socials and analytics and stuff like that. So they're awesome. He said something about Obsidian. You can input all the channels information into there. But yeah, David's built out some pretty good.
I'm just, you know what? David's enjoying doing that, and he's got it handled. I don't mess with it too much, just because the way that I am is when I'm on something, it's like I always want input. But I don't like it if somebody comes in and tries to micromanage me. It's like if I'm the right person, it's like at a regular job. It's like you hired me to do a job. If you don't think I can do it and you have to micromanage me, fire me. If I'm not competent at the job, then get rid of me. But if you have me doing the job, or it's my responsibility, then let me do it. If you have some input, like some ideas and stuff, absolutely. But I hate it when somebody's like over my shoulder, like at a job. And it's just like, if you have the time to micromanage me, then you have the time to do the job. It's like, you know what I mean? It's just that's the way I am. So I don't like doing that to people. Like when I was a leader in the military, when I've been a manager, I like hiring good, solid people and building good, solid teams and leave them the fuck alone. I've mentioned it before. You're the top cover. Filter out the bullshit so your team doesn't have to deal with it. Give them all the credit and take all the blame, and just stay out of their way. And if you built a good team, they're going to make you look like a rock star. It's like that's the secret to being a good leader and a good manager, is get them the resources they need, stay out of their fucking way, hire the right people, build the right team, and filter, the bullshit. Protect them from the bullshit that comes down from higher up, and give them all the credit and take all the blame for everything that goes wrong. If you do those simple things, you'll be a rock star as a manager.
Yeah,
it's really that simple. It really is.
Yeah, I've always been one to just go and get my shit done the best way possible, efficiently.
If I give them 10 hours of work and they get it done in 4 hours, go home.
Yeah.
I'm not going to punish you for being efficient. I'm going to reward you. If I'm like, this is what needs to get done today. As soon as it's done, go the fuck home.
Go and hammer it out.
Make sure you have your cell phone on you. If there's an emergency, let me I need to be able to call you. But for the most part, go home. That's what we did in the military. It's just, hey, this is what we got to get done today. We can be here for 16 hours or we can be here for 6. It's up to you guys. It's like either way, this is getting done. So we can complain about it, or we can knock it the fuck out and go home. So
there's always that one guy that drags ass and makes everybody.
Always that one guy, Leroy Jenkins. It's Leroy Jenkins.
That one guy, Leroy Jenkins.
That one guy.
That video came out like 23 or 21 years ago yesterday, I think it was. I saw a post about it.
Oh,
Leroy Jenkins.
Dude, we haven't even talked about crypto yet. I'm just like freaking buzzed. It's running my suck about random shit as usual. All right. Well, this is a if you've never watched a red pill, this is, you got a preview. It's basically us like talking about 18 different topics. All right, cool. So You know what, Joseph and freaking Scotty D, we appreciate you. I mean, it's freaking shout out to you guys too for supporting us. Like you do. Freaking I don't know where Jay's been, but I hope he's all right. And Ellie, always poking her head in. Everybody that supports the channel, we appreciate you because I mean, really, that's why we spend all the time doing this is the community because it sure as hell isn't for money because we haven't made any money in the 2 years we've been doing this. So we're not here for the money. You can be guaranteed of that. We're here because we enjoy the community, we enjoy making content, we enjoy educating people because there is a serious lack of integrity and people that genuinely just want to educate. It's
Yeah.
So that is why we are here. So again, please like, follow, and share. That's all we ask. But all right, let's see what we got going on. So first of all, Billy Mays, he died of heart disease, but the toxicology did find cocaine, a little bit of yayo. So all right. So JPMorgan has launched their second tokenized fund. The ticker is JLTXX. So JPMorgan Chase has filed for its second tokenized money market fund on the Ethereum blockchain, managed by Connexus Digital Assets. The fund invests U.S. Treasuries and repurchase agreements. I have no idea what that is, aiming to provide collateral for crypto markets and meet Genius Act reserve requirements for stablecoins. So, did you even hear about this, or is this new to me and you?
Oh, no, but is repurchase agreements, is that, let me find out what that is.
All right. While you look that up, I'll read a little bit more.
Oh, short-term secured loans, commonly used for borrowing and lending cash.
All right. All right. So those tokens can be held in digital wallets, transferred between investors. Or hold on. The fund would issue digital tokens on the Ethereum blockchain representing shares in its underlying portfolio of treasuries and repurchase agreements. Those tokens can be held in digital wallets, transferred between investors, or used as collateral in crypto markets. I'm liking this. So basically, this is a self-custody fund, money market fund that like I could at any time I could send to you, you could send to me. I can use it in DeFi in advanced strategy, so I could like potentially take out loans against it, and potentially do things like looping and to lever up, things like that. Um, so transactions settling in minutes rather than a day or two, as is standard for conventional fund shares. The underlying assets would remain with a traditional custodian. The fund would invest in U.S. Treasuries and overnight repurchase agreements collateralized by treasuries or cash. The product is designed to comply with the Genius Act, the federal framework governing dollar-linked stablecoins that was signed into law last year. The process of tokenization is the process of converting traditional finance assets, such as stocks, bonds, and private credit, into blockchain-based digital tokens representing fractional ownership. It has emerged as one of Wall Street's fastest growing areas as firms seek to attract crypto native investors. I think they just seek to make illiquid assets more liquid because if we can lever up and do advanced strategies in DeFi and take out loans against these assets and things like that, so can they. As long as there isn't any rules in the Clarity Act or the Genius Act or any legislation that's signed into law preventing them from doing it, they should be able to do it as well. Is my I mean, I'm not a legal expert, but I'm gonna refresh my drink. Tell the audience what you think.
Well, I'd like to know how we can get involved in this, because looking at this, like, do we have to go through a brokerage account like E-Trade or TD Ameritrade or something like that? Or because you said it was self-custody.
They were transferable, but they were cut like that you could custody them in your wallet.
Yeah.
And that they were transferable like from peer to peer.
Okay.
That's what the article said. So my guess would be that, I mean, you're probably going to end up being able to get them, in on DeFi platforms, wherever there's tokenized assets, and potentially from centralized exchanges like the S&P 500, like how it was tokenized. It's going to be on these DeFi and the sexes and dexes, the dexes of sexes.
The dexes of sexes.
The sexy dexes of
sexes. Yeah, because this repurchase agreement was saying that it exists for borrowers because it's a cheap way to borrow large amounts of cash without selling assets permanently. And then lenders, very safe, liquid way to earn interest on cash, often better than bank deposits. And major participants, banks, hedge funds, money market funds, central banks, dealers, corporations. So, that would be a great way to give people more liquid assets. Because, I mean, you got these billionaires that take loans out on their assets because they don't want to sell it. And if you can get
that's very good point, Jeff. That is why, I think institutions are going to love these fucking products, because exactly that is, it's a taxable event. If they're, holding a traditional fund or a traditional stock or commodity or something like that, when they sell that triggers a taxable event. And, potentially, me and you, I don't know exactly how it works for corporations and, institutions, but you have to pay taxes on that, capital gains tax, either short or long-term capital gains. So you can hold these tokenized assets like Tesla, Microsoft, S&P 500, this, whatever, and you can take out a loan against it. So instead of having to sell it to have the liquidity to maybe buy a piece of real estate or take a trip or whatever it is that you want to do with it, buy a house, put a down payment, whatever, you can just take out a loan against it. You keep exposure to that asset, so you don't have to sell your Microsoft stock. You don't have to sell your Tesla stock. You don't have to sell your gold, your silver, whatever. You don't have to sell your ETF. You can just take out a loan against it. Of course, until the government, catches on and they put it into some legislation that, freaking outlaws that, like they'll probably fucking do.
Yeah, but then Hillary and her friends can't take advantage of that. Like
exactly. Well, and that's the thing is, like Scotty's talking about, that's really it is the secret to how the rich stay rich, is they live off of debt. On paper, they're net negative. They lose money so they can write shit off. That's why they buy, jets and, stuff like that, is because they can buy it, as a business, and they can show a loss. So it's like, we bought a plane, we did this, and they get write-offs instead of having to pay taxes. And, and that's, it's, I mean, can you blame them? It's, the laws are the laws. It's, I mean, I know with the wasteful government that we have, how much we go, it's, I want to pay as little taxes as possible. It's like, I would rather waste my money than let the government waste it.
Yeah.
So these tokenized assets are going to be interesting, it moving into the future. And the reason I'm learning DeFi is because I see the potential to where I can leverage it legally. And, I'm not a financial advisor and I'm not a tax expert, but, I'm going to take advantage of any loophole I can to pay as little taxes as possible. Because again, it's obvious our government wastes the money that they, gangster from us. So like I said, I would rather waste my money than have them waste my money. At least when I waste my money, I'm like buying fun things. Whenever they waste my money, they're blowing up things.
Hey, we got twinsies.
Yeah, yeah, they're both
The
hanging out.
twinsies. Yeah, I'd like to know which DeFi protocols will be offering this stuff because, well, and how
There's a bunch of them
these
that already
protocols
are.
but how's the security on them? Because we've seen recently a lot of shit getting blown
If
up.
you're
And
if you're able, if it's a token, and you're able to self custody it, you can put it on a
yeah,
cold storage wallet.
yeah, that's true.
I mean, that's the beauty of tokenized assets. It's honestly it's kind of in a way. I mean, you still got to worry about the on and off ramps and shit like that, but for the most part, if it's peer to peer, it's totally removing yourself from the kind of corrupt governments and shit like that. Because if you have a cold storage wallet with a bunch of Bitcoin and a bunch of tokenized assets and stuff like that, and you can send those peer to peer, it's like, if I wanted to buy a house from somebody, I could do a deal directly with them. And
yeah,
if the deed to the house is tokenized, the whole thing could be done on chain. Like, you don't need freaking real estate agents. You shouldn't need title companies, because with it all being on chain, as long as the information about the property, as far as like any liens or any loans against the property, or mineral rights, water rights, all that type of stuff, as long as that information is on chain and verifiable, it should be able to go through and automatically look at everything and say, yep, free, the deed is free and clear. It does or does not come with mineral rights, water rights, whatever. It's contingent upon the bank approving the loan, whatever. And bing bang boom, me and you could do an exchange without banks, without anybody.
dude. Yeah, getting rid of that middleman. That's the
Well,
whole
and all the fees,
ethos.
and
And
like real estate agents, between the buyer and the seller agent, they take 6%, sometimes more. So
God, that's so crazy.
that's money in your pocket. And then you figure the title company and everything else, that's money in your pocket, plus the time that it takes for it all to fucking process. Whereas on chain, I mean, a couple minutes tops, for it to verify everything. And like, in the money that's in escrow, like the USDC or USDT or whatever, it should be sitting in an escrow account, basically, as part of the smart contract. And as soon as the smart contract is satisfied, that money is released to me, the seller. And at the exact same time, it's trustless. The ownership of the fucking land goes to you. Fucking same time. I don't know you, same time. So
Yeah. Well, what happens if your wallet does get hacked and you lose that asset, that title,
that's
or that? Oof.
I honestly I think that I that can already be done, to be honest. There's title theft that happens all the time. If people will go down and file a quitclaim deed. There's scammers that do it all the time. There's actually insurance out for it. It's that prevalent. But they'll find people, and they'll basically go file a quitclaim deed. And by law, if somebody files one, they have to process it. I don't know why, but they'll fucking process it, and it basically transfers the ownership to the scammer. The scammer will take out loans against the property, like second and third mortgages and shit. And by the time the homeowner starts getting late notices, or then the person's already gone with all the money. And they're like, I didn't take out any loans on this. And they're like, well, the quit claim deed is legal, it's filed, everything's done. And there's people that lose their houses over this shit. So I think that it'd be a lot safer on chain, because at least my cold storage wallet it's only susceptible if I connect it to something. If I have it on a thumb drive, in a safety deposit box or in a fireproof safe, and I have it, you can have the same wallet as long as you have the seed phrase. You can recreate the wallet, even if it burns up. Just store the seed phrase somewhere separate than the fucking thumb drive. Have one in a safe deposit box and one in a safe in your house. Something like that. So, it's a great way, but then that you own those assets. There is no way that anybody is taking those assets.
Oh man, yeah. So there was a project. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, Scotty's saying that's where the transparency of blockchain comes. I think he means comes in. They will be able to see if you owned it or not. Absolutely. And then, or maybe when you create the NFT, it duplicates. So there are two copies, one for you and one stored with the bank or something. You know what? That would be a secondary or tertiary freaking fix as well. Have some redundancy. But honestly, I think on-chain and the fact that for it to execute, it would need to be from your wallet. I'd like to talk to Colin and see if that's an option, to where a transaction can only be initiated by the wallet owner.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's kind of how it is already. You have to actually sign.
Yeah, there's this project that I did a video on that just this past week that'll come out, I think next week, but it's called Project Zero, and you can it's a DeFi native prime broker where I think it's on Solana right now, but you can deposit into any of these protocols like Drift, Radium, and so on from this platform. Well, they posted an article the beginning of April saying that they saved a user's $3 million portfolio from a live wallet hack after he clicked a phishing link to visit Radium and their wallet was compromised. Well, since they had deposited into Project Zero, they had there was like a layer of security between that, but they still had to get access. Like you said, you have to verify or confirm the transaction from the user's wallet.
You have to sign the transaction. Like usual, it goes through all the prompts where do you approve this? Do you sign this? There's like 3 or 4 different usually. It's like I have to authorize it to access my USDC. Then I have to authorize that it is exchanging this for that, or I'm depositing this over here. And then it will say, okay, this is the whole transaction. This is how much in gas, if there is any, it's going to cost you, and how long it should take for the transaction to process. And you have to click it again. So, best practices, and this is what David teaches in DeFi University, is read what the fuck you are clicking on, make sure that you double and triple check that you're going to the right website. Look at the URL. Once you're at the right site, bookmark that shit. Don't click links to go to DeFi protocols and things like that. Don't Google it. Have it bookmarked to where you're going to the same site every time. When I go to Aerodrome, that's the reason I didn't get hit by that URL exploit that was on Arrow, is because I have it bookmarked. I did all kinds of transactions and would have been affected by that if I wouldn't have had Aerodrome bookmarked, because they hijacked the URL. So it was interesting.
Yeah. So this team, the user reached out to the team in this project, and the team took a few hours and they updated account transfer instructions to support a separate key pair as the fee payer. So that way they could have a third wallet sign the transaction for him instead of the hacker. And so they made this like workaround to get in between the hacker and him and send the funds to this other wallet. So it's like, holy shit, you know.
So it was like an interception.
Yeah,
they intercepted it. Like the guy lobbed it, and the scammers were about to catch it, and they ran in and said, "I'll take that.
No, I'll take that.
I'll take that."
But that's cool. So there are ways that you can there are workarounds for certain things. You know, if you put your mind to it, you know, there's things that can get done, but not in every case.
I know you've helped me with wallet issues.
Yeah, it takes a team, man.
You've helped a lot of people in the community with wallet issues. I've seen it in the Discord. That's one of the great things. Not to shill our Discord, but it doesn't cost anything, so it's not like it's shilling. We're just telling you that we have this no cost Discord that you can hang out in and ask questions. But there's been a couple of people in the Discord that have had wallet issues, and Jeff's helped them out with Rabby Wallet, and being able to recover assets, and being able to connect to different sites and stuff like that, because sometimes wallets just don't like certain sites, or certain wallets aren't supported or something like that. So having a community of people that you can ping about those types of questions that you can trust, like Scotty D, not Scoop Boy in the chat. Freaking amazing information that he puts in the Discord. A Deadwood. There's a bunch of people that post things that they find on X and different places on the interwebs. Sometimes it's funny shit too, but they'll find like really cool stuff and post it, and a lot of times it's stuff I'll use on use on the show, like Aerodrome Alpha or something like that. The community is really good about posting that. Yeah, Wispy Plume was terrible, with connecting wallets. The base wallet, it was the Coinbase wallet is the one that I've never had issues with. I do like Rabby though. Having that ability to revoke any permissions that you've given. And I like how it's laid out more. Like in my Coinbase wallet, it doesn't total up my my arrow locks like Rabby does. Rabby actually shows me separate from my crypto holdings. It has my total of how much money I have in arrow locks. It's super sexy. I fucking love it. Because before I would have to go on to Aerodrome and add them all up manually. But now I just go in my Rabby wallet and I just look and I'm like, okay, this is what I had like last week. This epoch, this is how many freaking free arrow that I earned. So I know like that instead of again having to bust out my calculator and add it all up.
So, having the right tools for the job, man.
Rabby Wallet's awesome. Again, I was happy when you turned me on to that. Thank you.
Yeah, and revoking approvals, not just the being able to disconnect from a site, but the approvals are a big thing, because I've seen a lot of people who have had approvals still active and from years ago, and then it just all of a sudden the smart contract gets hacked and your wallet still approved that, and you're fucked.
Yep.
It's sad, man. So David makes sure to say in his live coaching that after every session, go in and revoke your approvals, disconnect from sites, and man, after I got my wallet compromised, every day I just fucking
I don't know how I have managed to avoid every major hack exploit. I've never had an issue with The only money I've lost is dumbass shit that I've done.
Yeah.
Sending it to the wrong address or something like that.
Genesis wallet.
Fingers crossed, knock on wood, but I have never been hacked. I've never clicked on the wrong link, nothing like that. And I do have my rules. Like I said, I'm very disciplined and I have my rules that I stick to, and they've served me well so far. So, yeah.
Getting in the right protocols, man. Well, I mean, even the Aerodrome one, because you were heavy into Aerodrome, but not having your wallet connected helped, and making sure
it was a URL exploit. So basically, you had to go to the usual URL. You would have to connect. You would have to, make a transaction, and potentially, they would fucking intercept that shit. I don't know. That's about all I know about it. Is it was a URL hack, because, like I said, it didn't affect me, because my NFTs I self custody. I mean, they're sitting on my wallet. Is my understanding of how it works, and yeah, I didn't make any transactions. I didn't go to that website. I didn't click on anything to claim anything or anything like that. But that's all it takes.
Yeah, and honestly, man, it helps doing this show too every day, because you're on top of things and
Dude,
you're like, oh shit, something got exploited, so you can be careful. And even when the Ave thing happened and with David, it's like
it's
doing
saved David.
This show and being in it, man, has saved a lot.
I mean, as smart and locked on as David is, with DeFi and crypto, and it's he lives and breathes it. He's admitted it on air. It was me and him doing the node, and we reported the red flags. We didn't know about the hack or anything like that, but the red flags that showed that there was some issues at Aave. That the risk team left, the dev team left, the DAO left. Everybody was freaking leaving, and like 3 days before the exploit, David pulled his life savings off of fucking Aave, and it's pretty much ETH. Like, he loves trading ETH. He loves shorting and longing ETH. He loves using ETH for DeFi. It's like his bread and butter. And so it would have gotten frozen on there, dude. It would have, honestly, my understanding, it would have ruined him. So doing the show and reporting on it, he said live on air, he's like, I'm going to have to take a closer look at this, and I might be removing my liquidity from Aave. And luckily he did it. But yeah, it's, doing this day in and day out, it definitely allows me to keep that's how we found Canton, was just me checking RWA.XYZ every morning. And all of a sudden 400 billion, popped up on the radar on RWA.XYZ.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck is Canton?
Where did this come from?
I've never even heard of this. And it owns 95% of tokenized assets. What the hell? And so I did a deep dive into it, and we started reporting on it, and got Shaw to come on the first time. And we've had Shaw on a second time as well. But we were able to get in on Canton before the token, or get exposure to Canton before the token even launched. Because on Kraken, I was able to find, because being involved, so heavily, we were able to find on Kraken that you couldn't buy the token, but you could invest in it. And so we got exposure to the price before the launch. And it was one of the most fairest launches in the history of fucking crypto. There was no VCs that got tokens. The team, the digital assets team in Canton Network, didn't keep a single token. 100% of the tokens in existence went out onto the market. Anybody that wanted them had to buy them, or you had to be a validator or super validator or a builder to earn Canton, through the minting, to get the token. It's like that is the fairest fucking launch I have ever witnessed in crypto. That's why. That's one of the reasons I bought it, and I'm glad I did. The price hasn't done a whole lot, granted, but there is a connection between the success of the company and us, the token holders. Is if, and it's an if the burn, the burned tokens outpaces the amount of tokens that are new tokens that are minted, it passes that equilibrium that we always talk about, then Canton becomes deflationary. And potentially, it's not a fucking guarantee. I'm not going to hype it. It's a if. It becomes deflationary, it could make the price of the token go up because less tokens, it's a utility token. It's not a governance token. It's needed to operate on the network. And if all these institutions, the New York Stock Exchange, JPMorgan Chase, all these major institutions and governments are using Canton because of its purpose-built architecture for institutions, governments, siloed networks, then potentially I am going to be sitting very pretty, and the people in our community and other people out there that have bought Canton are going to be enjoying life. So we shall see, or we'll lose everything. One of the two.
All burned to the ground. No, and if there's more opportunities for earning yield on Canton, I'd like to see that. I know you have stuff on the Braun wallet, but I know the yield has been kind of flashy.
There's a Canton, we've reported on it on the node, and I think we mentioned it here on Crypto and Chill as well. Is 21 shares? ? Somebody launched a Canton coin ETF. So there is, a way to invest and earn, investing in, that ETF, and then potentially be able to use, that ETF to take out loans against it and, do different DeFi strategies and things like that. Potentially.
Yep.
We shall see. Okay, so memory served. Fucking imagine that. My old ass brain, my old ass drunk brain was able to fucking recall some shit.
Got it. Steel trap.
Oh no, far from it, man. My steel trap is long gone, dude. I've been hit in the head way too many times. I am not going to be one of those like my grandpa. I'm not going to be one of those that's pushing 100 years old and I still have all my wits about me. I'm going to be that crazy old man that's freaking running around in his underwear screaming obscenities. I'm going to be that guy.
Oh yeah, check this out. So this is the 21 shares Canton ETF TCAN.
Oh, okay, cool.
TCAN.
Is that daily candles or?
Yeah, this is daily. So 24 something, 25, and then a huge dump. We'll look at the 4 hour. Oh yeah, I think it just launched 4 days ago.
Do it hourly.
On Friday. Yeah, there's probably not any volume, but
no. And trust me, I am under no stretch of the imagination am I saying that the ETF is going to make Canton, the price of Canton, go to the moon or anything like that.
No.
Please do not take it like that. The fact that there's an ETF means that you can have exposure to Canton, and it's a tokenized asset that potentially you would be able to use to borrow against, to where you could keep your exposure to Canton, kind of like Bitcoin, where you can build and build and build a bag basically of Bitcoin or Ethereum or, anything that has an ETF. You could build a bag of it. And at the same time, like the rich people do, you can take out a loan against it so that you're not selling it and incurring that taxable event. And so you can access that liquidity without having to pay taxes. So that's why I'm bullish on tokenized assets. Is there's a lot of things that I would love to have exposure to, but if I sell some of it, I don't want to have to pay taxes on it. So anyway, that's
yeah. Avoid the tax man
that's
through
my
all legal means necessary.
yes. No. Well, and that's the thing. You know, I actually I made a comment on social media earlier, dude. I'll tell you, like the one tax that would send me over the edge is property tax, because
Yeah.
I bought my property with cash. I fucking paid for all the materials for my cabin with cash, and I built it with my own two hands. If because of property taxes, the government ever tried to come to my property to force me off my own property that I own free and clear, they'll be carting my dead body, because I'm not giving it's I refuse. I'll pay taxes begrudgingly, out of my income and things like that, but you are not taking my home because of your freaking what I feel is not illegal, but just I'm a free man. I own my home. I didn't take out a loan against it. I own it. And nobody's taking it from me. That's, you know what I mean? It is disgusting to me that old people that are on fixed incomes, Social Security and things like that, are forced out of their homes that they own free and clear, that they spent their life paying off. And I know I'm getting on a rabbit trail here, and this is a red pill thing, but this is something I want everyone out there to understand this. That there is old people that are losing their paid off homes to the government, that the government auctions off, and being being put on the streets if they can't afford to go into an old folks home because they didn't pay their property taxes. How disgusting is that?
Fucking sick.
You know what I mean?
Heartless.
So sorry, to end on a serious note, but it's so important that we the people are educated, because no matter what, we all want to have a roof over our head. I don't care what your politics are. You should all want a roof, and if you paid off your house, you should want that to be yours.
And something like this, if you have family that leaves you property, it's like, here, this is for you. This is our gift. You get fucking raped in taxes.
And if you sell it,
transfer fees, selling.
And if you sell it, they're going to tax you on it.
Yep.
It's disgusting.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely, Joseph. I mean, it's you shouldn't, if you own your property, you shouldn't even have to, I mean, to an extent, you shouldn't even have to ask for permission to do anything on it, unless it's something industrial. If you're, freaking, processing meth or something like that, that shouldn't be a thing. But I mean, if you want to build a shop, it's nobody's business but yours. If you want to sell the property, it should have to be inspected. If the buyer, if the buyer's like, hey, I want to make sure that shit, isn't going to fall in on me, I want an inspector to check it out. Absolutely. But and if the inspector finds that the structure isn't sound, then it's like, all right, we need to negotiate on the price, because I'm not interested in paying for a shelter that isn't built right. If you did it properly, I'll pay for it. But if you did it improperly, I'm not paying for it. And if you're willing to sell it to me, cool. On the adjusted price. If not, we don't got a deal.
Yep. Yeah, easy
that's
as that. There you go.
Yeah, it's like I don't think the government should have a say in any of that. If I want to live in a fire trap, that's my fucking problem, not yours. It's like, if I didn't do the electrical right, or my septic backs up because I didn't build it right, that's on me.
Yeah.
It's
We didn't
Now,
have that shit back in the day when our grandparents were building their homes or having their
right.
like,
You figured shit out. So anyway, all right. You got any closing thoughts, brother?
Give us a follow on YouTube, like, share. If you're on Twitter, jump over and get in the Discord. Check out the website, the node.pro. All the stuff you see on the ticker down below. You see the little thing scrolling sideways. Check it out. Bookmark it. That little thing.
Yeah.
And
screenshot it,
yeah,
whatever.
We appreciate you all. And yeah, we'll be doing Thursday night. Tune in because that's when we'll have the live from the crypto cabin.
We're like all weekend. We'll have live shows, and we'll all be in the same place. I cannot guarantee that we may or may not be under the influence of alcohol, and or other substances. It's legal where I'm at, so
yep.
If people want to smoke, they can. Up to them.
And we are over the age of 21.
It's some double that plus some.
Double that.
Shit. Man, life is good. All right.
Yeah.
So, I think that's all I got.
We catch Mike and David tomorrow morning, 9 a.m.
Yeah, we appreciate y'all. So
12 Eastern.
We will see you. And until next time, Veteran Crypto out.
Peace out, Girl Scouts.